Hey sister, welcome. So happy to be here with you. My name is Alasia, Cosmic Earth Mother and Nurturer of Sanctuary of Sophia. I'm really excited to share this transmission and update today from the sanctuary space. This is a really special transmission that, I've been kind of sitting with over the last couple of weeks. I've been trying to write about it and it didn't really come through at all anytime I tried to write it. So then I was getting the nudge to actually just do a video and share about it because the codes are going to be more potent that way. So I want to talk to y'all today about the River Tees grid work. And so this experience today is not only for our sisterhood, for the sisters who are in Sanctuary of Sophia, but also this is going to be shared for all sisters who may be interested in hearing about what kind of work we're doing in the sanctuary, what the medicine feels like, and what the experiences are like, and what our collective sisterhood mission is doing. So I really wanted to get this out today. I am feeling a little tired. There's been a lot of really big things happening in my world, connected into all of this work and reclamation. And yeah, it's an exciting time. So I just want to first start out by sharing that Sanctuary of Sophia really is an alchemical shamanic medicine container, and it is holding Sophianic medicine, which is the shamanic medicine of Sophia, the Holy Mother. And so a big part of what we're doing as a sisterhood is coming together to weave our medicine together, which is an ancient Sophianic shamanic practice. It is about coming together in the circle and weaving medicine, weaving unique codes and frequencies and song and light and downloads and wisdom coming from every sister. And a lot of this medicine unlocks within the circle. And so there's great power also in the Trinity of a circle of three. And this is the power that we held and unlocked when we did the River Tees grid work. So myself and two of our sisterhood members, Dawn and Megan, came together on May 6th to connect and to really anchor in the first collective sisterhood gridwork mission. So when I talk about the collective sisterhood mission, I'm talking about the energy that we are unlocking and reclaiming and retrieving and embodying as a sisterhood. So there are certain codes and keys and frequencies and wisdom that our sisterhood is responsible for as part of our mission as individuals and collectively as a sisterhood lineage. So for a lot of us who are in this space, we are going through a massive reclamation. And so some of us are in different parts of our journey, right? And so we are embodying and we're holding this not just for ourselves but for our sisterhood. And grid work is a big part of our mission. And so a lot of us in Sanctuary of Sophia are grid workers, right? Which is like a star-seeded blueprint. It's a template. And so a lot of us have our own assigned missions that we're being guided to do. And we are assigned to the rivers of Gaia. So I'm being guided to share something now that I've talked about in the sanctuary, but if you are newer and are feeling called to come into the sanctuary, you might be really called to the rivers and to the river goddess energy. And this is something that's a big part of our stewardship. So the rivers are a really vital piece of reclaiming and supporting Gaia and birthing the new earth frequencies. So I'm not going to go deep into this because this is more so for the sanctuary, but right before our closing ceremony for the first foundational medicine journey, I received a massive download and anchored a new grid network that our sisterhood is connected to. and it's called the Celtic River Braid Grid. Ishia Mahuya Mahaya Sukuya Nahishia Sia Tia Tia Tia. And so this grid is connected to our sisterhood, and it is currently being placed on many different rivers throughout the world. And so I anchored this in and received all these downloads around it, and that our sisterhood would really be doing a lot of work with the rivers. And so that came in back in March. And so things were settling and moving in, and we welcomed in new sisters in the spring circle. And we have been connecting and weaving together through our sharing circles, through our monthly gatherings. And so one of our beautiful sisters, Dawn, she recently was coming into this understanding that she was being asked to hold this grid work for the River Tees in the UK. And there's a lot of really nasty stuff happening in the UK, especially with the rivers. And so Dawn was getting access to all of these pieces. And, you know, more of this is shared in the sanctuary, so I'm not going to go deep into that. Because if you're interested in joining and really receiving that, you can kind of tap into some of our circles that we shared this with, as well as the grid work mission itself, if you want to watch it, is in the sanctuary. So, my goodness, it's just like so intense, even talking about it. So anyway, after Dawn and I connected and we weaved in some circles with some other sisters and we shared about this, we recognized, okay, this is the first sisterhood mission. We're going to come together and we're going to do this. And we are guided to do it on the day of the false king's coronation, and to really counteract a lot of that energy. So we came together, and it ended up being just myself, Dawn, and Megan. And we came together with the intention to really reclaim this grid and to anchor in the Celtic River Braid grid on top of the River Tees. And so the intention was to really restore aquatic life and to clear all toxins, all pollution, all corruption, to really protect the animal and plant kingdoms in this space, and to cleanse and purify the water, bringing organic abundance back, connecting to all of the bodies of water it touches, and to really clear black magic, alien technology, all of this fallen architecture, to clear out the fallen dark father, dark masculine, fallen masculine energies as well, and any reversal grids around that, and really anchor in a Mother Ark portal, and then also the Celtic River Braid, to really help with this return. So we began to clear out, and I'm not going to go into everything that we did. I really want to focus today on what the reclamation was. There were so many things that we cleared. There was so much that we saw. Again, if you're curious and you want to know and receive those activations, you can watch the grid work video recording in the Sanctuary Garden Forum. But what I really want to focus on today were some of the big retrievals that we did that are really activating and that are coming in now for our sisterhood. So, so after we cleared a lot of reversal energies, dark father energies, clearing, lots of purging, calling in the shamanic tribes, we did a lot of really deep shamanic work. And we began to then really connect into the river after all of that was cleared, and to really connect to this organic frequency. And so our beloved Grail King, King Arthur, came in to help support in this clearing. And he came in and began to work with us. And so I was guided to do a Christos retrieval, body part retrieval for King Arthur, for the Albion light body in the UK. And so we began to retrieve the body parts of the knees of King Arthur, of seeing how men are falling to their knees in atonement and reclaiming true Holy Father energy, and not, worshiping the false father and clearing that and not worshiping the yeah, just the dark father energy and things other than God. So that was a huge retrieval, and all of these body parts started coming back up in the knees. And then it was really amazing. So as that was clearing, Merlin, who is another Grail king connected to King Arthur, who really holds a lot of deep, deep ancient magic, he came into the sea and began to send all of this magic into the sea. And it was so special. And as he was sending in this magic, it was like activating and bringing back these magical creatures back to the sea, these multi-dimensional magical creatures. Now, remember, like, we're moving more into this space, so the new earth is extremely magical. It's the reality that we have known in our hearts exists, the real magic, the energy of that magic, and anchoring that more in. So it becomes more psychedelic, more magical in nature. So he was bringing in all of these codes and all this magic back in. And then we began to see this ancient treasure chest. Okay, so this like ancient treasure chest, as I dove more deeply into it, there were all these ancient texts and these ancient scrolls and these light codes that were activating. And so as I began to go deeper into this, I started receiving, this is like so special and activating right now. I started receiving these codes that were emanating from plant medicine of the sea. And this is connected into the frequency of moss, which is a deeply ancient Fey medicine of the moss. And so this plant spirit medicine started to unlock from the ocean, from the rivers. And this plant spirit medicine is connected to the mermaids. So y'all know that I'm a plant medicine carrier, and I'm also a Sophianic medicine carrier. The Sophianic medicine carrier is a template that I have birthed and created to hold and activate, to connect into the plant medicines that Sophia works with and all of her lineages and the shamanic lines work with. And so this was amazing to see these plant medicine spirits from the ocean, new species, new spirits of medicine, of these deeply aquatic plant medicines come forward. And so they were activating. And then the mermaid energy started to come in, and we were connecting with the mermaids and really feeling them. And there was this big crown activation coming in through my crown. I received this huge activation coming in to support all the downloads and the work that needed to be done next. So as I began to connect with these mermaids, I went deeper and I started seeing them being enslaved in the river and into the sea and the ocean. And they had been enslaved down there, and these mermaids hadn't been able to flow. So when you think of a mermaid energy, you think of her and these mer people being able to flow and move through the water and like rapidly, like quantumly shift through the waters. And so these beautiful mermaids hadn't been able to, they'd been trapped. And so I saw that these demonic entities and beings were holding these mer people hostage and stealing their magic and siphoning them up into Nibiru, this star system that holds a lot of fallen energy. And so they were siphoning this out of these people, and these mer people, they're actually guardians. Okay, so they're beautiful mermaid guardians of the sea, and so they're holding a warrior energy, and they had been trapped and not being able to use their magic, and their magic was being stolen, and all of their medicine and life force was being stolen. So after like I got this crown activation, I then began to receive all of the reclamation instruction sets for this mermaid tribe retrieval. And so I called back all of their medicine, all of their life force, their ancient wisdom returned, and we held the space for this return in the circle that we were holding. And so then as they began to become free, they shared with me their tribe name. And this tribe name is a representation of their medicine and of their warrior guardian energy. And so we returned the Sansia Mermaid tribe. And the Sansia tribe is a Sophianic tribe of mermaids, and they hold Sophianic medicine and wisdom. And so as we began to free them, they were showing me that they were now able to go and set free the rest of their kin who are trapped in these spaces, because this particular tribe held in this grid that was being held hostage here, they're very, very powerful, and they have really powerful medicine, and they're really powerful guardians. And so I just prayed to make the deepest impact of what our sisterhood could do to support them. And so it was just really beautiful. They began building all of this architecture under the sea again, rebuilding, because we called back all of their power and all their medicine. So that was also connected into some Arcturian energy, and this is some really high level energy of rebuilding the structures and like the architecture of these tribes and of these Sophianic beings. So as they were going through this, we were moving through, and we were feeling these mermaids, and we were feeling their medicine and their connection to our sisterhood. And then we discovered that, I'm really a part of their kin with these beings, and they were placing this fey crown on me, and just really it was also a retrieval for me to be able to bring in for the sisterhood, and for the womb. So this womb energy started coming in after this understanding of my connection and of holding this lineage. And so they started coming in and working with my womb space. And then I also started working with my actual plant medicine of sage, and she was helping as well to clear and to really help clear out any distortions around this. And then Dawn was able to she was connecting with the rainbow dragons coming in to help clear. And so there was this beautiful clearing happening. And then something really special happened. So I began to see these Sophianic womb pearls. And I began to retrieve these pearls with the Sansia tribe. And they began to show me this reclamation. And they began to connect me into this frequency and see what I needed to see. And this was some really disturbing scenes. This was a really big soul retrieval for me, but also for the lineage, for our sisterhood lineage that's connected into the Sansia tribe, to this mermaid tribe. And to the Sophianic mermaid energy. So I'm not going to share all of that. I don't feel like it's necessary, but it had to do with hybridization of the stolen energy from these pearls, these mermaid pearls that helped birth mermaid children, and how they were stolen and tried to hybridize with other races and things like that. And so as we began to clear and witness that trauma, we cleared that, and we began to really reclaim these Sophianic mermaid pearls. And so they were placed in my womb, and it really is a beautiful Christed energy into the Sophianic medicine womb space, carrier energy. And so this is what I wrote about with my Cleopatra blog of really connecting into these Sophianic Grail Queens and bringing in this new Sophianic medicine. So the Grail Queens and the Sophianic Mermaid tribe have been helping me to reclaim all of this womb wisdom and templating to be able to share it with our sisterhood, and to share it with women who resonate with this energy, because these pearls are very powerful. And I actually just did a womb healing today on myself with the pearls, and they helped clear out all of this sexual trauma and helped clear out past lover energy and just like transmute it. So it's almost like these pearls are a portal. And that's the next piece that I want to share, is that these pearls offer like a portal into this beautiful mermaid fae realm, and this energy where they are able to like connect you to the queen portal, the Sophianic queen portal. So it was a huge reclamation to bring these pearls back for our lineage and for our sisterhood. And I'm still like deeply unpacking all of this, and it's going to take a while to really anchor, but it's just been so powerful to connect back into this. And then there was another really beautiful part of this experience that I want to bring in, that's tied to plant medicine. So the mermaids then began to like weave these womb protections for me, Dawn, and Megan on our wombs, as a gift for what we held space for them today, or that day, to do. And so they began to weave this golden plant medicine. And I asked what this was, and it's called Sea Queen, literally sea and queen together, Sea Queen medicine. And it's a plant medicine of the sea, and it's connected into Cleopatra and White Buffalo and to all of our lineage. And so they began to show me how to weave this and work with this. And then there was this beautiful crown activation coming through for me. It was a soul retrieval for me to begin to unlock all of this, to share and to give this medicine to women to be able to heal their wombs and reclaim their wombs and really connect into that queen energy. This was also tied into the Lyran matriarchs, and there was this really deep energy connected to the stars, right, into Lyra, into the stars. And so they were showing me that these beings, the mermaid tribes, are also connected into the Lyran matriarchs and to that energy. And so because we resurrected these beings, it showed the mermaids and the Lyrans were showing me this coalition being restored and the circles being restored now that they were free. So now the Lyrans and the mermaids can begin to really work together and weave together back like how they used to, but they hadn't been able to do that because they were trapped. So there was really this like connection to them and our sisterhood. And so then it was so amazing, because then as they were showing me this, then I just saw them going into the sanctuary grid. So, our sanctuary has its own grid, and it holds our sisterhood and our missions and our medicine and all of us, and it holds all of our missions, and it's holding our embodiments. So it's really powerful grid. And they began to then go to the Sanctuary of Sophia grid and stream light into it. And so it was like all of the Lyrans and the mermaids, they were just streaming all of this Sophianic light, and they were taking their place within the sanctuary to help us with our mission too. So it was a really big soul family retrieval, and just anchoring in their presence and knowing that they're here to support us, because the sanctuary has a ton of guardians. We have so many guardians. We have the dragons, we have fae beings like the mermaids, and we also have fairies, and we have beautiful beautiful plant medicines weaving through the sanctuary as well. All of the plants that have helped me birth the sanctuary weave their medicine in there, like cacao, like ayahuasca, like sage, like rose, like all of these beautiful plants. And so they're all weaving together now. And so this big soul family retrieval was just like so massive for us, and what it's bringing in for our sisterhood, and really the resurgence of the aquatic life and the river teas and all of the beings in there. And it was so beautiful, because the next day Dawn went to the river and she felt these beings, and she felt these like the freedom, and she sent me videos of the sea after, and it was just so beautiful, and like these beings were so grateful, and it was just truly, it was some of the deepest work I've ever done. And I'm not gonna go into everything else that happened, because there was so much more that happened. We were on this call for 3 hours, and there were also retrievals for Megan and for Dawn, and those are personal and private to them. I'm not going to share those here, but it was massive power reclamations for all three of us in the trinity of the circle and of like the womb. And you know, we placed the Celtic river braid down on the river Tees, and that river braid now is now weaving through that river, and restoring life and like all these things. So it's just, it was such an honor to be able to do this work together as a sisterhood, and so many things have been coming after it, and I've been able to really do incredible new medicine work with women with their wombs with the Sophianic Mermaid pearl medicine that's come in. So yeah, it's really amazing, and it's just really exciting of everything that's happening, and this retrieval and these beings also coming in, like they're holding the space so the sanctuary can grow, because our next wave of sisters, which could be you, sister, if you're called to this and you're feeling this, and you know, these are the things you want to be a part of as well. You know, we're calling our next wave of sisters in right now for our summer circle, and there's a whole new experience that I downloaded this weekend that was connected to this grid work that I'm going to be sharing soon. And it's connected to our beloved Fae beings, and just really bringing in more fun and more play codes and new earth play frequency codes, because this work is intense and we're doing it, but it's also, we need some fun too. So that was a big message coming in as well, that like the freedom and really like connecting into the mermaid medicine, and like feeling this energy, and this was gifted to me. I want to share this shell I found on the sands of Isle of Palms Beach in Charleston, South Carolina, where I used to live. And I found it when I was going through another layer of my shamanic medicine woman initiation. And it was really to help work with my throat and to activate my song. And I realize now that this was like mermaid energy coming in for me. And I didn't really connect to it until then, but until recently. And it's been a really deep process. And so there's such a, you know, and you guys know I went to the Mermaid Temple in January. I was guided to go to the Mermaid Temple to do a plant dieta with my mentor, and I went there and I was deeply initiated. I had a lot of really deep experiences there through my plant medicines experience and through just being in the temple with the mermaids. So there's like a big part of that, and I'm bringing that back into the sanctuary, because what I retrieve, I get to share with the sisterhood, and I can hold that for us, for other sisters to retrieve their memories and their connections to these beings and to these aspects of us that we're here to embody as part of our solar divine feminine embodiment. So it's just a really special time. If you want to watch the River Tees grid work, it's in the Sanctuary Garden Forum, and we're going to continue to build on this energy and connect with the Sansia tribe, the aquatic mermaid tribes. So if you want to welcome more of that into your life, you know, really like connecting with the essence of the mermaid and the fae. And I'm going to be offering a really special experience in the coming weeks about all of this as well. So look out for that if you're feeling guided to this medicine. And also right now, because of this huge reclamation of the womb, I'm offering special rates for Sophianic medicine womb healing. And so if you're called to that, those rates, you can claim those by the end of May, by May 31st. You don't have to book, you don't have to use your session until then, but if you want to claim that special rate, I'm doing single sessions for 222. They're normally 333. And then I'm doing packages of 3 for 555. And normally that would be, a much bigger price. So it's really a great time if you're wanting to go deeper with your womb. The medicine coming in is transformational. I did a session the other day for a sister. It was some of the deepest work I've ever done, that she's ever done. Truly transformational, like reclamation of the womb, clearing of the womb, activating of the womb, calling in your abundance, clearing sexual trauma, clearing your bloodline trauma. If you're holding stuff from your mom, from her mother, from her mother and her mother, and so on, and really connecting into your codes that are in your womb that are ready to help you birth your mission, create your life, bring in your union. It's all here in the womb. It just needs that support. So if you're being called to that, sister, please reach out to me. Let's connect. Let's do some womb healing together. It's really an honor to do this work, and I'm so excited to have retrieved this. And deep, deep gratitude for Megan and Dawn, who held this circle and who brought in their keys and codes in this activation, and River T's grid work as well. And to really honor them and all of the work that they did as part of this mission and what they held, and their transformation as well. So if you, if you're called to grid work, if you're called to being a part of these collective sisterhood missions and really being a part of birthing the new earth with Gaia, this is the work that we're doing in the sanctuary. And we receive the grid work missions as they come in through sisters within our sisterhood and through myself. So if you feel like you have a big grid work assignment that you've been given, that you're meant to do, but you can't do it alone, and you're meant to, come into the power of the circle, that's what we're here for. So yeah, I think that's everything for now. I'm really excited about everything that's coming forward, and I just want to send you love and gratitude, so much gratitude for the sanctuary, for our sisterhood. And if you're not a member of our sisterhood yet and you're feeling called, sister, please reach out to me or check out the links that are available below to really, feel into if this feels aligned for you to join us for our summer circle that opens June 21st. So send all my love to you, and I hope that you have a beautiful, blessed day, sister. Bye.